everyone, Sophia here. Welcome back to my channel and Frenchy and Tubby, my little Etsy shop. I did take a break last week for various reasons. I think I needed one. It's a lot of work. I enjoy it, but sometimes you just have to step away for a little bit. So I'm back and I have 7 new items going in the shop tomorrow live at 5 p.m. Frenchy and Tubby, the link is up there and down below. Let's get started. I have figurines, nippon, antique nippon, gorgeous glass, and what else? One item that used to belong to me. Let me start with the one that was in the thumbnail. I gotta put my glasses on for that one because I want to make sure that I describe her properly and that you get close up and that I'm not out of focus. This is stunning. Let me just say this is stunning. Please look at the pictures on the Etsy shop so you can get close-ups of this particular figurine. This is Lenox. This apparently was a limited edition and it's quite rare. There's not a lot of them out there for sale. I think I've only seen it once since I've been researching it. Her name is Daybreak and it's supposed to be a nymph type lady on a rock and she is overlooking a pond. This is absolutely amazing work from Lenox. It has so many details on it. I mean, look at this body, okay? Don't we all wish we look like this? And the hair, I mean, she's got it all. It's a mix of bisque, that's the porcelain you see here, that's a matte finish, and a glossy porcelain finish with the typical ivory color you see from Lenox with the 24 karat gold. It is loaded with details between the flowers, the ripples on the little pond, the back of it. There's not a single part of this figurine that is not sculpted. It is beautiful. I get it, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I have to tell you, her face is so serene. Look at her face. Look at that. Doesn't she make you smile? She really is pretty. Beautiful figurine. This was quite expensive when they produced them. I don't know who the designer is. Usually they have a designer at the bottom. It only says Daybreak Lenox. That's it on it. And the pipe hole is super tiny. You know, the tinier the pipe hole, the highest the quality. I give you an example. We got German, I think the German piano babies here. Here's the pipe hole. And they are good quality. Those are not bad at all. But look at the pipe hole on this Lenox. Okay, you see that? Okay, so for them to be able to mold this and close it off, it's hollow on the inside with such a tiny pipe hole. Let me tell you, this is quality. She's in perfect condition. There's a couple of scuff that can be rubbed off. I just didn't want to play with it, okay? I just washed her, that's it. But there's irises right here. There's some type of fern here. There's some woodland type greenery over there. She's stunning. Okay, so that would be item number 1, Daybreak by Lenox. She's gorgeous. I think she's gorgeous. Okay, well, we're gonna stay in the category of figurines and piano babies. This is a Lipper and Man piano baby from 1949. Isn't she absolutely darling? So this is a little girl with a bonnet, right? And she's holding a tiny little clown and she is seated. Again, look at the pictures on the Etsy shop. Even if it's just for curiosity, because you're gonna see details that the camera doesn't translate. She's absolutely darling. So she's got the eyelashes going on, and we got lipstick going on. Now she is matte finish, but the clown is the little clown doll, I think it's a clown, is glossy. She's super darling, and she's in perfect condition. There's no break on it. Same thing, couple of scuffs here and there that I don't want to rub, but you can do it without damaging the paint. Look at her little chubby hands. They look like mine. She's really cute. So 1949 Lippert Man. It's a German company, but these are actually made for them in Japan. If it was made in Japan for an American company, it would say made in occupied Japan. This one is numbered 15-64. I've seen others that were 15-67. So I'm not sure. I guess it's an earlier series. I'm not sure the difference between the 64 and the 67, but I guess she's number 15 out of 64 just for this one. So we're going to say it's kind of rare, but she's darling. Okay, so that's a Lippert and Man. When I come back, glass. All right, glass. You know I can't pass a good milk glass, right? I actually did get new ones. I don't know if you can see them here. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. This is very interesting. First of all, this is the work you would expect from Westmoreland. Westmoreland, to me, is the best when it comes to milk glass. The milk glass is super heavy and thick. It is just a hunk of glass. It's beautiful. So when you touch it and you look at it, you can see the quality right there. This is a glass, milk glass basket. It's tiny. It's for jewelry or a couple of candies to put on a bedside table or a little coffee table in your home. Now, what's special about it? It's paneled grape, which is one of the most famous pattern. But what is different about it? The color. This is not white. This is ivory cream. They did different colors. You can find robin blue, jadeite green. They had the slag, which is kind of like marbleized. I've seen them in white, of course. I've seen them in pink, and I've seen them in almond color. This is the color in between white and almond. It's called ivory cream. I'm not sure if it shows on camera that it's not white, that it's a ivory color. You're probably gonna see it better in the pictures. It's beautiful. It's an early Westmoreland, well, early Westmoreland, post 1940s, and I know that because it's got the WG at the bottom. Before the 40s, they only did the stickers. They did not have the stamp. Now there is what appears to be a scratch right here. I don't know if it shows. It's actually not a scratch. It's part of the glass. When you touch it, you can feel it. It's just the coloring inside the glass didn't go all the way through. So that makes it interesting because you think it's a scratch, but no. So I don't know. I thought it was like a little feature that was a plus. For me, it's a plus. It's really cute. It's pressed glass, but it's heavy, and I don't know if I can show you translucent. I don't know if you can see the translucence in it. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Okay. I love milk glass. Listen, I just can't collect it all, okay? But I have a few pieces of milk glass. I'm very specific. This is not a pattern I collect. This is not a pattern I collect, but it's got a nice ring to it. Westmoreland ruffled ivory cream basket. The next item in glass is wow. Okay, just wow. This is hazy glass. Do you see the ripple in it? This is a company that was created by a gentleman named Heisey, Heisey. He was originally from Germany. He came to the United States, I believe in the around 1840, 1850. And he joined the Union Army. And when he came back from the Union Army, he started picking up a trade. And the trade that he picked up was glassmaking. And eventually he went to work for a company, and I believe it was Duncan, as in Duncan and Miller Glass. And then he created his own company. And the company closed in 1957. And then, I can't remember who bought them, but they were purchased by another company later on. This pattern, it's from 1947. It is called Waverly. And it is meant to resemble the sea. And I'm going to show you why. It may not show when it's flat. It's a, by the way, it's a torte/pie platter. Maybe you can see the ripple on it. So when you look at it, there's this beautiful whirlpool. Can you see it? On it. But then you have the waves on the side. And then he added these little guys right here. And I'm hoping, let me see if I can get a nice focus on this. Can you see it? I'll put pictures on it. I can't. It's transparent, so it's very difficult. Okay, you see those? Almost like candle wick. They are the bubbles formed by the waves. This is a piece of art. All right? It's just a piece of art. And they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. It is such a beautiful piece of glass. Now it's from 1947. It was used. So there are a few scratches here and there. They're barely noticeable. You really see them when you put it against a dark background, but barely noticeable. The foot is very, very shallow. It's not even 2/8 of an inch. It is a stunning platter. I would keep it if I didn't have a bazillion other platters. Can you see the ocean in this platter? Do you see it? One little tidbit about Heisey is that he was the first one to actually advertise for glass for his company in magazines. Magazines like Ladies' Home Journal, Home and Garden, all of those magazines that the ladies would look at. He was the first one to create full-page advertisement for new collections. So if you go on the website, on my shop, and you look at this particular listing, you will see a link I provide where there's an article written about this particular company, this pattern in particular, the Waverly pattern, and you're going to see an advertisement page for the Waverly line from 1947. I love that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool. The next item, it's a good thing I don't collect nippon anymore. I'm sure you've seen this in one of my hauls, one of my Goodwill haul. Okay, so this is very special. This is an antique. It's from between 1910 and 1911, just about the time that Heisey created his company. So how do I know that? Well, 1, I used to collect nippon, so that helps. 2, this is actually in the back. It's got the M. When you see nippon, M. First of all, nippon stopped being nippon in 1921. In 1921, they had a new law a trade law where it had to say Japan. And then it said made in occupied Japan, 46 to 55, I think. And then after that, it's made in Japan. So anytime you're going to see Nippon, it's 1921 and prior. But this one is even older because it's signed M. And the M stands for Morimura Brothers. And Morimura was a Japanese porcelain company that existed for quite some time in Japan. And one of the brothers moved to the United States. And he moved to the United States and created the company named Morimura Brothers. And this is the M of Morimura Brothers. And if you're wondering, well, I never heard of that company. It was eventually absorbed around the time that they made this. It was absorbed by Noritake. So Morimura Brothers is the predecessor of Noritake, which a lot of people have as a china. So what's special about it? Well, Morimura came to New York, and the Morimura Brothers company was specializing in trying to Japanese porcelain and Nippon, as we know it, to the American market. So what they did is that they started creating porcelain here in the United States using Japanese techniques. Then he would ship them back to Japan to be hand painted. And this is one of them. From 1910, 1911, it's called Cleopatra's Barge. And you can see that this is, let's get in focus. And you can see that this is a Middle Eastern Nile River scenery on sunset. And here's Cleopatra's Barge right here. And there's a Arabic woman looking at it or by the shore. Bunch of palm trees, and all the way in the back is minarets and other buildings. It's painted over the glossy finish. So this hand painting right here is actually a matte. You can see that. 24 karat gold with a moriage all around it, which is those little dots that you're going to see. The handles are 24 karat golds. A little bit of fading on the handle, but come on, this thing is 110 years old. Morimura Brothers, beautiful Cleopatra's Barge. Now they did a whole bunch of series with sceneries like this. Some of them have cottages, forest, cabins in the woods by a lake. Those you can find easily. These, very rare. I have to say it. You're not going to see a lot of the Nile ones. I don't know if it's because they made less of them or people just don't put them up for sale. This is just beautiful. It's typical Nippon, made for export. So they painted it there and then they brought it back over here and they sold it. Most of them were actually sold on the Sears catalog. You know, the big Sears catalog. Ladies would start, would order their furniture, their china, their dinnerware, their flatware of the Sears catalog. Pretty much everything of the Sears catalog. That was one of the items, or the whole series that was sold on the Sears catalog. It's beautiful. Okay, 2 more items. I'll be right back. Next item is pottery, and it's Stangl pottery. And this is, I had one like this, a different pattern that I sold on in the shop. This is supposedly a relish dish, but it can be a catch-all or a vegetable dish. Asparagus would look perfect in this. It's a footed, quite modern looking, actually 1970s pottery hand-painted dish. It's quite nice. I like Stangl because it's a modern line, the way they did their design, but with traditional techniques. The only thing is that the foot right here, I'm going to be very clear, has a little chip. Doesn't compromise the integrity of the piece at all. But it's a very interesting bowl or tray. Again, you can put in an entryway and use it as a catch-all. It's from the 70s. Basically, it's my age. It's about 50 something years old. There's a little bit of crazing on the glaze that's expected for its age, but otherwise, aside from the little chip on the foot right here, there's no chip on the edges. It's just ready to go. It's so nice. And the pattern, by the way, is called Thistle, and it's all hand painted. Very cool. I like that. So I had one like this, but it was a different pattern, again, that I sold a couple of years ago. Okay, the last item is something that I was actually going to put in the donation bin and decided to sell it because a lot of you have asked about it, and it's my ice bucket. Now, I called it a champagne bucket because clearly I haven't had many parties, and I'm not part of high society like that. I just wasn't thinking. It clearly is an ice bucket, okay? Though you could put champagne in it, but you might break the insulator. So this is by Keystone Ware. This is from the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. It's all metal, and it's actually not silver plated. It's chrome. But it will tarnish just the same, not at the same rate. The top here, the finial and the handle are heavy metal. I believe this is hollow. But the cool thing about it is that it has a vacuum sealed container on the inside to keep your ice cold. It's not super deep. It's perfect for ice cubes. So if you have a patio, a party, or anything, and you want to kind of look fancy, you just have to get one of those tongs, put the tongue on the side. People can go ahead and get themselves some ice cubes, and it will keep them in shape for many hours because this is vacuum sealed and it's all metal on the outside. It's really nice. It's got an urn shape to it. It's not everybody's taste. Personally, I would, if I was to have an ice bucket, I would prefer a crystal one. But that's just me. I just would prefer a crystal one. But this one is really nice. It caught my eye. I got it at a random thrift store many moons ago, and I kept it. Mom wanted me to keep it, but I'm decluttering the basement. I've had no use for it. I've never once used it, but you've probably seen it in a couple of videos if you watch me regularly in the background wondering, what is this thing? Well, it's an ice bucket. Not a champagne bucket, but it's from late 50s, early 60s, Keystone Ware, Pennsylvania, in chrome. I cleaned it up a little bit for the video and for the pictures, but I'm sure you can make it look even better. Just buff it up. And that would be it. These are my 7 items for this week on my Etsy shop. What would I keep? Without any question, the Nippon. Only because I used to collect them. I kept 2 pieces, that's it. Which are even older than this. They're from 1880 something. I would keep that, and I would keep the bell glass. The figurines, the piano baby, she's adorable, but 1, I don't have a piano. 2, I don't really have figurines like that. I like bird figurines. This one, she's gorgeous. I know that a lot of people collect. Not only, this has been glaring in your face the whole time. I apologize for that. I know a lot of ladies and gents collect Lennox figurines, Royal Dalton figurines, you know, like the famous ladies by Royal Dalton. So this is a collectible, and I think this is one of those where you can't just have one. You have to have more than one, or it's the start of a collection. She's gorgeous. And her hair, every detail about her is beautiful. So I could potentially keep that too. But anyway, I'm sure it will make somebody else happy. That was the preview for this week. Every item I just showed will be in the shop live, up for grabs, starting 5 p.m. tomorrow. Link up here and down below. And as a quick reminder, when I drop everything at 5 p.m., if you don't see it on the main page, you might want to reload, go to most recent, and if you still don't see it, go straight to the categories. So for instance, this will be in antique. These will be in vintage decorative items. This one and the Hensley will be in vintage glass. This one will be in pottery and stoneware. And this one will be in vintage kitchen. If you're looking for them, just go straight to the categories. Don't wait for Etsy to upload the page properly. They do take a little bit of time, like 3 or 4 minutes, but I know that some of you are behind your computer on your keyboard ready to press that button on some of my items. So thank you again for your support, for supporting my channel, supporting my shop, and believing in my little business here and making my dream come true. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will see you tomorrow for a decluttering video. Talk to you later. Bye.